Okay, so I'm Dr. Melissa Heenan. Welcome to American Animal Hospital. And today we're going to talk about one of the hardest decisions that an owner ever has to face. And that's trying to determine when it's time. The decision to euthanize a pet has a lot of emotion around it. There's a lot of guilt that many owners feel. And the biggest thing that I tell clients is that as long as the decision that you're making is made out of love and caring for your pet, there is no wrong decision. It has to be a decision for you and your family as well as your pet, because you're the one that has to be there. You can ask friends, you can ask neighbors. Sometimes it's easier when the kids come home from college and go, Mom, it's time. But in the end, it's you that has to make that decision and deal with all of the ramifications of it. So make sure that you're okay with that. One of the things that I found easiest for me when it comes time with my own kids is to try and be as objective as possible. So I'll look at kind of the top 3 or 4 things that to me say, this is what Fluffy does when she's happy. And these are the things that they really love to do. So for your dogs, it might be, being able to jump up into the truck and go for a car ride, or being able to chase that ball. Obviously they don't do as much as they age, but still to be able to do a few minutes of that and enjoy their day. For your cats, it might be able to get in and out of the litter box on their own and not be making messes out of the box, because that's no dignity for anybody. They don't do that intentionally. Or it might be just being able to jump up on the back of the couch and sleep in the sunshine where they always do. If they're not able to do those things on a consistent basis, they're not having fun anymore. And at that point, it's more about us and less about them. The other thing that I will have owners do is, and again, the goal is to be objective about it so that you don't have those feelings of guilt, is to create a calendar, whether it's on your smartphone or an actual calendar on the wall, but write down those 3 or 4 things that tell you that Fluffy's still herself. And every day look at that list. If she's doing all of those things, great. Smiley face on the calendar. If we're missing a couple of those things, it's a frowny face. When we're getting more than 3 and 4 bad days in a week, again, they're not having fun anymore. They're not enjoying their life. And so then it may be time to think about making that kind of a final decision. When the day comes, there's a lot of options that you have, and the more that you can think about it a little bit in advance, the easier it is when that day actually comes. The big one is aftercare. Do you want to take your pet home and do a home burial? Is that legal where you live? Or, or do you live in an apartment where that's not really an option? If not, cremation is really one of the top ways to go. There are some pet cemeteries, but it's a little bit harder to find. And so most owners do elect to have their pets cremated. There's 2 forms of that. One is group cremation, where they're actually cremated with other animals, and then those ashes, at least here through Forest Run, which is the service that we use, those ashes are actually buried at the pet cemetery out by Sherwood. So it's a really nice setting. They're very respectful. We've had very good rapport with them over time. The alternative would be private cremation, and then your pet actually does come home to you. Those ashes are returned in a little tin, and most places will use paw print tins or something that looks pretty nice. And then they come back to you so that you have that memento. The other thing is little tangibles. So do you want your pet's collar and leash back? Do you want a paw print? And here at American, we'll actually make a clay paw print. It is your pet's print. It's not a generic one that the assistants and technicians take great pride in painting up to look as nice as possible, that you can take home and have that tangible, especially if you don't elect to take your pet home. Some people want a tuft of hair. That's okay. You can ask for those things. If the assistant doesn't ask you or the doctor doesn't ask you, ask for them. We're very happy to help you out and make sure that this experience of all the experiences that you have with your pet goes as smoothly and as comfortably as it's reasonably possible to expect. It's a really emotional thing for owners. It's emotional for us too, because we've all been here and been through it with our own kids. So please, whatever you need, ask for it. And then afterwards, a lot of people want to memorialize their pet in some way. And so for some owners, if you're crafty or you're artsy, painting a picture or writing a poem or any of those things to keep that pet still near and dear to you. We also do offer a memorial video. So if you've got a favorite photo of your pet, you can send that in. We'll put them at the year-end video that we put together, and that's shared on our website and on YouTube so that you always have that memento to